In this video, I'm going to talk about cloud code for data analysis versus extreme ML. What you need to understand that cloud code can do many things. I'm going to remain focused on using cloud code for data science analytics purpose and comparing the result against extreme ML. So without further ado, let's get going. Here, for this particular purpose, I am going to use the work done by others, and I have kept several data and several YouTube URL ready for the purpose. First, I am going to start with Venkat. Venkat is my friend. He has created several videos on data science purpose, and recently he published some work on using cloud code for data science purpose. So you can see it's like 20-minute video and 16-minute video. It is in two parts, and he took roughly 3 hours, and he has given extensive prompt to develop a lot of things. What are the things? These are the things: categorical and continuous and multivariate analysis, dashboard creation, and insight generation, where he has in fact found out which are the like rules where you can get the maximum subscription rate. So let's get going and see the same thing in this particular system. So here I'm going to just use first the supervised machine learning for the purpose, and I'm going to just load the data that he has used. So I'll just go ahead, load the data that he has used. So that's the bank market data. And I'm going to say that just go ahead. So first thing first, it starts giving you information about the data, which my friend has shown in many places, like what the data information that he's getting. And then like to do various kind of categorical and numerical data analysis and everything, which is as good as data profiling. I'm going to show you some categorical data analysis, let's say age group, or let's say default, or let's say job or marital, how these things are looking like. And then I'm going to show you some numeric, some other variable, how the other categorical variable looking, and I'm going to show you some numeric variable analysis. So if you go ahead, just say univariate analysis, the tool knows. So here, whenever it's categorical, it's giving you count and percentage. It's giving you the chart of count and giving you the pie chart of percentage. And it is intelligent enough that when there are not many categories, it gives you side by side. Otherwise, it gives you below each other. So you can see in some places, like here, it will be like bar and pi will be below each other, because so that everything is clearly visible. And when things are numeric, it automatically knows that it should show histogram. And look at here, it is doing some kind of intelligence on top of that. So essentially it's saying you that okay, it's q3 plus 1.5 iqr, q3 plus 3 iqr. So there is a very high chance that whatever you are seeing is outlier in a statistical sense. So it's giving you all the detail and coloring in red those things. So all the bivariates, univariate that you are supposed to do, the tool does immediately. And in this case, the dependent variable on this data was subscription, which was getting denoted by y. So if you take a look, this data has variable called y, which is taking value y, no, and y. Yes, no means somebody has not taken subscription, and yes means people have taken subscription. What this tool does, that it automatically creates several binning character variable on its own, and you can see the code also. Like when it is somebody is taking the product, it says subscription, it says yes. So essentially now if you look at yes, it's actually taking value like 1 and 0. So now let's take a look that if at all we want to do bivariate analysis, what we need to do, we just need to select the dependent variable, which is here yes, and we need to say that okay, do bivariate analysis. Your one click and the tool knows how to do. First, it shows the dependent variable that there are 11.7% 1, otherwise 0. And then it starts showing you feature interaction. So it shows you percentage, interaction. And look at here, it also writes the interpretation that there is a significant concentration and this variable matters. So it goes ahead, does all the bivariate one by one. And towards the end, it also produces a table, a summary. So it's saying you that this is a very major driver. then these are like significant, concentration, and these are negligible. So it's giving you color coded interpretation of the variables. Now look at, if at all you want to find the rule, the way Venkat has found that these are the rule. So if you look at the best case that he is finding is having 65.8% kind of bad rate. That's the most powerful bad rate. And the least you can see 18.2 or in 15 it's coming like that. But at least now let's take a look at if what this tool can do. So here I'm going to first of all just say that okay, nothing is required right now. And I will go and select YS as a dependent variable, but why yes and why no are absolutely like mirror image of each other. So the tool knows how to look at and what charts are more relevant here. I'm going to say that ignore YNO because YNO is linked with this variable. And also I'm going to remove customer number because these two are not the variable that you like to use, and say proceed. So, and the moment I say, and I'll not go for regression tree, I'll go for classification tree. So the moment I have gone, this goes through the entire data, it starts variable selection, and obviously you'll see that what kind of rules it can figure out. So it is going ahead, selecting the variable. Let's go ahead, take a look at the final. So here it goes ahead and you take a look at the most powerful rule. So if you go ahead and take a look at the most powerful rule, the most powerful rule has 80.8% bad rate, and the least powerful rule has 0.2% bad rate. So, quite a good bifurcation, and that too almost with no effort. The point that I'm trying to say that if a person like Venkat, who is in this business from 18 years, has written many books, and then he's writing the whole set of uh, description, and then also the cloud code is generating something like most powerful is 65.8, and extreme ML is generating in without prompt in 80.8. You can understand the power, and this is happening because the statistics that this particular tool is applying is probably more powerful than what cloud code is generating. So that's the first example. In that, one more thing that Venkat has done, that he has created some dashboards. So let's create some dashboard. There are two built-in feature that comes with this particular tool. One is, let's say for any reason you want age wise, age group wise dashboard for any reason, or let's say for something else, maybe education or maybe job or anything. Let's say let's do a duration, or let's say by age probably something we'll understand more. And you are doing by age. Now it is giving you bar of the by age group. It's giving you the count of the customer. That's giving you Pareto of the age, like how it is happening. So a lot of things are coming. But for any reason, let's say you are not looking at count of age, rather you are looking at total loan amount. Okay. So loan is actually a binary variable here. Let's see if there is any numeric variable here. Let's say education or amount or anything. But right, let's say balance. For any reason you want to take a look at balance. So you said sum. Now look at here. It's showing you balance. Now for any reason you want Pareto, you can just say that okay, give me Pareto, or give me the Pareto. It will give you the Pareto. All right. So obviously now the age group where you have the maximum balance is 30 to 34. For any reason you are looking at not just the bar of count but looking at bar of percentage. So once you are doing that, now it is giving you in percentage, so you can look, it's 15.93. If you want to take a look at, let's say, percentage but not like line chart or anything, a bar chart, but probably a donut chart, so this will give you a donut chart. So a lot of things in your hand, and for any reason, let's say age group wise, you have the information, and for any reason you want to get separate for contact, cellular, all these three things you want separate, like dashboard. You say that replicate it, and now it is doing. So first it is doing for contact cellular, then it is doing for contact telephone, and then it is developing the same thing for contact unknown. So that's how this is developing dashboard, and taking anything into like Excel or something is very easy, or PDF is very easy. Here you click a button, and in one click you get the entire stuff in the PDF. So that's the first example. Now I will take you to the second example. For that, let me take a small pause. In this example, I'm going to take you to what Ved Karna has able to obtain. So it is the URL. that he has, and I'm going to show you that whatever that he has been able to do, how extreme ML does that. So here, Ved Karna goes through the data and take a look at what he is able to generate. And thankfully, Ved Karna has also allowed to download the uh, data, so I'm able to do things parallel to whatever he has done. So here he is saying that he is going to create interactive dashboard with one prompt using Claude AI, and he's talking of 3 minutes. Take a look what he is getting. So look at here. It gives you a, a dashboard and it gives you a lot of detail. Okay. I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to take some screenshot of this and I'm going to show you that how does like you can get the same kind of thing using extreme ML. So for that, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this so that I can show you it in more clearly by zooming different sections. So first thing first, let's take a look at the top portion, that how this is generating. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to use very much the same data that Ved Karna has done. So let's just go ahead, take a look at the data. So I'm going to take Ved Karna's data. And in this data, one thing I'm going to do, I'll actually don't need many things. So I'm going to remove some of these things and yeah, I'll do this particular stuff. So here everything is like you can choose what you want to do. And I'm also going to say that, okay, just do it for the visualization purpose, because if you look at what he has done, it's just visualization, not anything like supervised machine learning or anything like that. So let's take a look at how things happens here. So this first thing, it gives you information about the data and columns, but take a look at what the dashboard that he is generating. So on the top, you have expense, budget remaining, transactions, average expense, all those things. So let's take a look. Let's say that you are looking at top bar and let's leave everything default. Okay. So by default, it is generating total amount an average amount. So take a look what is in the tool. Sorry, it's total expense. So amount it's being called expense here. It 18,405. Take a look what we are getting. So 18,415 million. So it's total. And average, I don't think average is being shown there, but budget allocated, you have that budget allocated. And then you have budget remaining here. That's 4.459. Now take a look at like there is average. Just give me a second here. There is average expense also, which is average amount in fact. So average amount is 44.35. So that's what you are getting here. Okay. But now take a look at it's showing transaction. Transaction are actually nothing but number of records in this particular set, which we are not getting. So what we will do here, in one of the case, let's say in lieu of average, I will say that give me sum of C and T. So now it's showing you 415, that is the total count of record, that's the number of transaction. So we are able to generate the top row here. Now take a look, there are other things he's doing, so if you look at what is happening in this particular tool, here you have expense by department, and then you have expense by category. Then you have monthly trend of expense, and then you have budget versus actual. So let's see how we can do all these things. So this tool comes with a feature there where you can ask for that do the comparison by different parameters. The way it is happening in this tool, if you look at it's by department, then by category, then by month, and then by actual versus like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing. First, like I'm going to say that do the comparison by multiple metrics. And first thing, if you look at department, then category, then month. So I'm just going to do the same way. So first thing is department, then second is by category, third is by actually by month, uh, and third, or I can say take that year and month so that I'm even more clear. And the fourth one is actually all about the fourth one is all about actually by again by department. If you look at departments taking value HR marketing, so again by it's by department. So here again I'm going to put department. Now the first thing is all about, if you take a look here, It's the average sum of expenses. That's the first thing. So if you take a look, that's the first thing. Secondary is the pie chart of the pie category. So I'm going to say that, okay, give me the donut chart of the again expenses, that one. And third is actually the line chart, and that too again of the expenses, right? And the fourth one is slightly interesting. It is budget allocated an amount, that's fine. And it is all actually, it is putting both of them in one go. So Y1 and Y2 I'm putting, but I will put this expense divided by budget allocated so that you know that, okay, how much it's happening. So I'm doing Y2 divided by Y1. And once I'm done with these things, take a look what is happening. So here it is, first of all, it's giving you expense. So you can see 3.37, 3.62, and all those things. Okay. So take a look what is the value that we are getting. So let me expand it further. So you are getting HR 3.61, then you are getting engineering 3.36. So take a look. Are we getting something similar? So here you have 3.62, 3.37. But why it is showing you so much gap, whereas this is not showing any gap here? It's all because this tool by default comes with a facility by which it zooms the differences. If you are not looking for differences, now it is coming in that particular order. Now take a look at the third thing that is showing line chart of the how things are moving. So take a look how things are moving, line chart. So that's what it is showing you here, that this is the line chart that how things are moving. So here in December, you have 1.539 kind of stuff. So take a look here. So here it is showing you 1.5385 kind of stuff. Here, unfortunately, I had selected both the things same. That's why it was stuck. So now take a look. It is showing you that, okay, expense wise, what is the chart? So it's saying you consulting is 32.8%, 19.9% is equipment. So take a look what you are getting there. So obviously the consulting is biggest, followed by that kind of. So here you can't actually move cursor and you can see something like that, but it's giving you those by pie chart. And there is some beauty here that obviously like you can expand anything and you can see it much bigger, move your cursor and can get comparative stuff. Look at here, it's saying that for Y1, I should use some aggregation at both the places. So here by mistake, I have put average. So I'm going to put some at both the places. So now it is going to show you. Now this chart is not looking bigger. So let's make it bigger. So now it is, look at HR 4.43 is budget allocated and 3.62 is expense. Take a look at the value here. So it is showing you the same thing. So look at HR 3.61 and 4.42 that you are seeing here. 3.62, 4.43. Here it's like by default it always show you two places of decimal that you can see it clearly. And also it is showing you ratio of like how much the amount expenditure against the budget allocated. So you can see the maximum has happened in finance and the least has happened in marketing, 77%. If for any reason you want in the same order in which it was, because if you look at there in this particular place, is the right side is budget allocated and left side is amount spent. So that also you can achieve very easily. All you need to do is just go ahead here and just select the other way, so budget remaining and asset allocated, and here you say that, okay, now you are looking at y2 divided by y1, because obviously you like to take that how much of the budget has got expended. So now if you take a look, sorry, I need to do it here, not there. So you need to say that, okay, here is amount and here it is budget allocated, and we will say that, okay, division. So expend divided by budget. So now if you take a look, it will give you the graph where obviously the graph will have now the reverse pattern. So you can see it very clearly. But now you take a look, 3.62 and 4.43, very much the way it is appearing in Cloud Code. But there is one more thing that Cloud Code has generated. That's like this particular payment method wise, probably it looks like expense. It's not written very clear, but let's take a look, how it is happening. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to say that, okay, in this bar chart itself, in lieu of using department, I'm just going to use payment method. So if the numbers are matching, then I know that, okay, this is the right thing to do. So take a look at what we are getting. So it's payment method wise. So it's 4.91. Take a look. Is it 4.91? Yes, its bank transfer is 4.91. Check is 5.477. So take a look. What are we getting? 5.48. So it's expense. So obviously what you can see that whatever people were able to do using cloud code, you are able to get that very comfortably using this solution also. And it's far more in control because whatever like other people are doing, by putting prompt, you are doing by selection. Now let me show you a third use case. Again, the third use case, again, very interesting use case. So let me take you to the third use case. I'm going to use what Teacher's Tech has done. And Teacher's Tech has done some interesting amount of work. So essentially, he has created an MD file and given a lot of instruction by which he is trying to automate this purpose. Now take a look what he is able to get. So in this video, what he has done, he has given a data and let Cloud Code come up with analysis on its own. And it gives you a lot of analysis in the text or other format, which like it writes executive code and then summary and then gives you the reason and which you need to validate. So what I realized that though it is doing absolutely good job, no doubt on that. But the explanation part is little difficult and you have to go and see this thing. So let me show you how the same thing can be achieved using extreme ML once again. And this is a situation where you don't know anything about the data. So it's an unsupervised machine learning situation. And I'm going to just not like just do the basic stuff here. I'm going to select this data that he has used. So in this, let's say he's using sales data. So this tool, what it does, it goes through the data. I'm going to just remove everything, whatever was being done earlier. Now take a look at whatever is being done here. I'll just put a pause here for a second. So I'm going to read the data that he has. And it's an unsupervised case where I don't know anything about this data and want the system to come up with some insights. So this tool, I'm just going to go by the default, everything default. I'm going to say that, okay, like do everything, but create summary based on numeric data and character data both. And just say, okay, so what this tool is doing, it is going through the data. First of all, among the variables, it is making selection and ultimately coming up with some clusters based on which it can do develop some insights. So it is developing some clusters, then it is doing solution. And the most difficult portion of that, now it is going to do the text interpretation of numeric variable. So it is doing those numeric variable by analysis. It's writing that in each cluster, how much data is there, 17%, 60%, and all those things. And then it is going to show you that, okay, how the different calculated Z score is coming up. And if it finds some issue, it actually writes. So look at here, it's saying that 5.26. So it's saying that in this place, the profit is actually much more than what in other places. So it's saying in this the same thing for cluster 2. And you can see that when it is generating average cluster wise profit, you can see that, okay, this is the truth. So this is what it is writing there, that in on an average, what is happening here. And then it is going to do the analysis for the character variable also. The only thing is that here in this case, it's showing you table side by side and doing color coding so that whatever analysis it is putting, in this summary, it is absolutely clear that, okay, why it is saying. So it's saying that you have 78.5% data in this bucket for the value merge, where so it's too dense, it's 3.93, which is globally 20%. So it's giving you all the explanation that why things are happening. So if you want any tool to generate insight from the data, this extreme ML is able to do that. And the best part is that it gives you very good understandable insight. Now the fourth use case that I'm going to show you. So Pawan is a very famous personality when it comes to, I should say, Power BI and other stuff. is like a well-known person. So let me show you that, okay, whatever he is able to generate, how Extreme ML is able to generate that pretty quickly. So Pawan has again taken some data and gone through, and I'll directly take you to whatever he is generating, something like that. So that I can replicate and show it to you. So now take a look whatever he is generating, and I will show you the same thing using Extreme ML once again to you, so that you can see that how things are and how you can compare and everything. Um, so he's getting total revenue, total profit, profit margin, total orders, unique customer, and all those things. So let's take a look. So here I'm going to get the data that he has used. So Pawan has used this particular Superstore data, and I'm going to run this in the visualization mode, because if you look at what he has done, it's just more of a visualization, just the dashboard kind of stuff. So I'm going to say that, okay, I need the top bar, and rest. I'll just go to the rest later, but let me first generate the top bar. So it is generating total discount, average discount, what he is getting. Let's take a look. So he's getting total revenue, not he's getting profit, he's getting revenue. So let's see what we are getting. He's getting first, let's take a profit 286, 28.66. So here total profit is 50,000, and what we are getting is 286. So looks like this is not the same data, or maybe in this place some filtration has happened. So allow me for a few minutes. So yes, there was some filter like put on the data, and that's why you are seeing the different result. Now I'm going to take this portion and going to show it to you. So let me just take a snap of this so that I can zoom it and show it to you. So take a look what he's showing. He's showing you that first of all, total profit is 286 that you are seeing here. 286 is total profit. This average profit. Forget about that. And then the next portion that he's showing you is total revenue. So let's take a look at total revenue. How will you get? So in lieu of say discount, I'm going to say that give me total sales. So that total sales is 2.84 million. And let's say what you are getting 2.84 million. Now let's take a look at the third stuff, that total orders, which in the thing about the number of records. So in lieu of like taking the sum of postcard, I'm going to take sum of CMT, which will give me the number of record. It's showing you 9.99. So essentially that is the number of record that you have. Now let me see what he has done in addition of that. So unique customers he has found 793. Now let's take a look at some of the other thing that he has done. So he has done monthly sales and profit trend. So it is like sale and profit by monthly data. So let's take a look how we can generate the same kind of stuff. So essentially what he's talking of a line chart of uh, sales and profit, and I guess sales and profit. Give me a second, I'll just see that again. So it's sales and profit monthly trend. And but in my view the better option would be like where you see the sales and profit and probably the ratio of that. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do sales, I'm going to do profit, and I'm going to take some of these that will give me the monthly stuff, and I'm going to say that give me y1, y2 graph. And then what interaction I'll prefer? I'll prefer profit divided by sales. So I will say that, okay, y2 divided by y1. And here, if you look at, he has done monthly, right? But this data has not generated monthly. Why? Because probably we haven't opted for derived variable for month date variable, and that's why it is doing something like that. But the moment we have done something like that, we'll get many other variables available for comparison. So I'm going to take probably order date by mmdd, yyymm. So let's take order date yyymm. So now let's take a look at what value he's getting. So here in this data, it's giving you profit, sorry, order date by YY, which is not something that we will like. So just let me change it. So he ideally I will like it here, probably sales, and I will like profit here. So first thing, let me do one thing. First let me show you trend of sales on y-axis and profit on y2 axis. So what I'm going to do, y1 on bar and y2 on line, because that's more easy to understand. So take a look. So this is giving you sales and this is giving you profit. And this is far more easier to understand than the kind of graph that you are getting in this table, because this becomes actually very difficult to see. I can show it to you, like I tried seeing this and it was coming out so messy that I just felt it's too much. Similarly, like you can have anything like whatever is showing your bubble chart, everything is just a selection here, and you select and you get that kind of stuff here. Some more stuff I can do here, but right now, seeing the size of video, I will take a pause. Thank you so much for watching.